Okay, guys, hello. This is the second video of Unit 6, and we're going to talk about shopping, we're going to talk about food, and countable and uncountable nouns. So, the goals for this part of the unit are to talk about shopping and food, and to talk about preferences and give reasons. So, the first activity says, which of the foods on the shopping list do you like, and tell each other. Okay, so I want you to go through this list and think about the ones you like or don't like. So we have bananas, prawns, chicken, potatoes, butter, onions, bread, salmon, yogurt, lamb, apples, chocolate, carrots, cheese, watermelon, beef, lettuce, lemon, rice, and broccoli. You should remember all this vocabulary from English 1, by the way. So, now activity 2A says find one more food in the list that is sweet. So we have bananas, so you have to find a second one. Uh, one more food that is good for you, that has a skin, that is round, that is good if you're on a diet, that is high in carbohydrates, and that is low in carbohydrates. So, pause the video so you can do that activity. I am now going to give you the answers, or my answers, because there are more for each. So, Uh, one extra that is sweet, we have bananas, and also we have apples or chocolate. Which ones are another one that is good for you? We have carrots and lettuce, for example. Uh, Another one that has skin, we have onions and, for example, well, carrots. You have to peel them in order to eat them. And another one that is round, we have watermelons, and I think lemons can also be round. Not perfect, but kind of round. Another one that is good if you are on a diet, we have chicken, and I guess salmon is also good for when you're on a diet. Others are apples and lettuce, of course. Which ones are high in carbohydrates? We have potatoes, also rice, and low in carbohydrates. We have lettuce and salmon, I think, chicken. Okay, so here it says vocabulary reference food, page 144. So there is more vocabulary here in relation to the unit. Okay, so we have here chicken, lamb, beef, sausages. We have fish. I think this is too small. Wait. Okay, there you go. So chicken, lamb, beef, and sausages. Lamb would be cordero, right? Fish, salmon, prawns, and shellfish. Okay. We have fruits. We have watermelons, melons, banana, apple, orange, lemon, pineapple, plum, cherries, kiwi, berries, and mango. Some food that is high in carbohydrates are rice, pasta, noodles, couscous, bread, pastries, cake, and biscuit. And here we have some dairy products. Dairy products are all those products that come from milk, for example, cheese, butter, yogurt, and cream. Then we have vegetables. Okay, first I'm going to read others because the list is shorter. So we have oil, salt, pepper, eggs, nuts, chocolate, sweets, chips, spices, herbs, sandwich, and toast. Okay, so in herbs we have thyme, rosemary, oregano, etc. spices, you could have chili, merquén, right? And here you have well, other items. And we are going to move on to vegetables. So we have broccoli, peas, potatoes, carrots, lentils, lentejas, olives, lettuce, mixed salad, onions, beans, corn, courgettes, peppers, an aubergine, squashes, and a mushroom. Okay, so here you have a lot of vocabulary about food to complement the one from the unit. Let's now go back to the course book. So now we're going to do a reading activity. So you're going to read the article and then which pictures A to H does Charlie talk about? Okay? And then you have to answer which fruit and vegetables does Charlie like and which ones doesn't he like? Okay? And why? So pause the video so you can read the text. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the answers. Which of the pictures A to H does Charlie talk about? So we have purple carrots in A, tomatoes F, low-carb potatoes in E, square watermelons in C, and red bananas in D. So now, which fruit and vegetables does Charlie like and which ones doesn't he like and why? Well, the first one he likes tomatoes. They are silly, they have a silly name, but they are nice and sweet, so you can put them in desserts. Then he likes red bananas because they are very sweet. But he doesn't like purple carrots because they are just normal carrots with purple skin, so it's the same. He doesn't like low carb potatoes because he prefers normal potatoes. Otherwise, if you don't want to eat carbohydrates, why would you eat potatoes, right? And he also dislikes square watermelons because no fruit or vegetable is naturally square. He prefers a nice round watermelon. So let's continue. Now, here we have some expressions to talk about preferences and giving reasons. So here we have 4 examples, or 8 in total, that you can find in the text. So you have to match 1 to 4 with A to D. So, 1, I prefer a nice round one. I would rather have normal potatoes. I like them because they're very sweet. And I don't like these. I think they're silly. Okay? So, these are expressions to talk about your preferences. I prefer, I would rather, I like them, and I don't like these. And here you have, in the second part, you have the reasons. Okay? Obviously, I'd rather a nice round one because square ones are not normal, for example. And I prefer have normal potatoes because they taste better. Okay, so you have to give reason to why you prefer one or two, right? So now, speaking, give your opinions about these fruits and vegetables. Normal potatoes or low carb potatoes, yellow or red bananas, tomatoes or tomatoes, round or square watermelons, and orange carrots or purple carrots. Okay, so use these expressions and explain why you prefer what you prefer. Okay, so now we're going to move on to countable and uncountable nouns. You should by now understand what the difference between these nouns is, right? So let's answer it right away. Which food in pictures A to E can you count? These are countable nouns. And which can't you count? And those would be uncountable. Okay? So let's see which ones are countable and which ones aren't. Okay, so in A we have a watermelon, which is countable because it's the whole watermelon. But in B, you have some watermelon, right? Or a lot of watermelon, and it is cut in squares. And it's cut, and as it is cut in squares, you can't count them because there are too many. Okay, so you have a lot of watermelon uh, in a bowl, so technically you can't count them unless you go one by one, like eating it. It would be uncountable. Then we have some lettuce because you have like leaves of lettuce, but when you have lettuce like cut or separated, that's a better word, like it's separated, then it's uncountable. And you count, I'm going to write it down, you count head of lettuce. One head of lettuce, two heads of lettuce, three heads of lettuce, okay? So letters like in this format is uncountable, but when you have the full head of a lettuce, then you can count them. In D we have well bananas, obviously you can count them, and E we have carrots, which are also countable. Then it says match pictures A to E to sentences 1 to 5 in the table. So countable and uncountable. How many bananas do you want? That would be D. I prefer a nice round watermelon. A. I'd like some carrots, please. E. I eat a lot of bananas. And then we have how much lettuce would you like? Have some lettuce and I eat a lot of watermelon. Okay, which is matched with B. Okay, so take a look at how we use these items. I mean, these expressions, I'm sorry. And here we have the rules. It says make 3 rules. One, you can use many a or and numbers with. You can use much with, and you can use some and a lot of with. Okay, so think about that and match the three, 1, 2, 3 with A, B, and C to make the 3 rules. I'm going to give you the answers now. As you know, we can only use a and an with singular nouns. That means that the first rule, you can use many a or an and numbers with countable nouns. We cannot use a with uncountable nouns ever, ever, ever because it's singular. It indicates one, and that means you can count that thing. 2. You can use much with uncountable nouns. How much lettuce would you like? How much milk would you like? How much coffee would you like? How much water? Okay. And 3, you can use some and a lot of with countable and uncountable nouns. I'd like some carrots, please. Have some lettuce. I eat a lot of bananas and I eat a lot of watermelon. Okay, we're going to go deeper into this explanation in the PowerPoint presentation corresponding to the second part of the unit. Now we're going to circle the correct words. I am going to highlight them because it looks better. Okay, so pause the video so you can answer this question, circle the correct words for each sentence before I give you the answers. So, number one says, how much or how many potatoes would you like? I mean, tomatoes, sorry. So, how many tomatoes would you like? Tomatoes are countable. How much milk do you have in your tea? As I said, milk is uncountable, so we use how much. Would you like some rice? Rice is uncountable. Remember, I'd like an apple, please. We use an because apple in this case is singular. We can also use some if the noun is plural. I'd like some apples, okay? But I'd like an apple, okay? I buy a lot of bread every week. Bread is also uncountable. What we do count are loaves, a loaf of bread, right? So we have a loaf of bread and 2 loaves of bread. So, can you buy some bananas? We have some, so we need the plural of the countable noun. Then we have I'd like some lettuce in my sandwich. Remember that we don't say lettuces. We say some heads of lettuce, okay? And you can't put a full head of a lettuce in your sandwich, right? And the last one, I need 6 tomatoes, plural, because they are 6. So think about these questions and you can post them in the forum section in the Aula Virtual. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite drink and why? Do you eat and do other things at the same time? What? And is there something you especially like eating in winter, in summer? What? Okay. Remember to use adverbs of frequency, countable and uncountable nouns, etc., etc. Okay, guys, so this would be the end of the video, and remember that there is a PowerPoint presentation with more information about grammar, and I'll see you for the last video of the unit.